welcome to the Malika Writes channel. My name is Malika and today it's New Year, so happy New Year everyone. And I hope 2021 is a much better year than 2020. So here's to hoping. But today, since it's the first day of the new year, I actually wanted to, share a tip on how to read more effectively. So I think this will really apply to university students, as they are really the ones who have to read in bulk and usually have to read multiple books at the same time. So this is the method that I use, and I've actually gone through the liberty of putting out some of the books in which I've sort of used this method to read. So the method consists, it's a very simple method, and it consists of dividing up the books into your average page consumption. So basically what I mean is, you take a book, this is The Two Towers and The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. So you take a book about this size, and what you do, as I don't know if you can see it very well here, but what I've done is that I've divided up the entire book into how much I would typically, I know I dog ear the pages, calm down, I know some people hate that, but I feel unless you have a dozen bookmarks, just dog ear the page. So basically divide up the book into several little parts, basically what you'll be reading for that day, and then calculate how many days it will take you to get through each of these, and voila, you have the amount of time that it will take you to finish this book. So the way that I've done it for, especially for people who have to read multiple books at the same time, is that you want to make the sections as small as possible without, being redundant. You don't want to read one page a day of a book. So I've for The Lord of the Rings, I've sort of divided it up into chapters. So I'll read a chapter a day of The Lord of the Rings, because I'm reading multiple other books, which are also divided into smaller parts. Let's take another book which I've done this. So as you can see, this book as well, which is The Fellowship of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien, is divided into small parts as well. So that's about how big each section that I've divided is. So this will allow you to read multiple books at the same time, but without feeling overwhelmed. And it also allows you to kind of get all of the books done at a similar sort of time. So the first book that I sort of had for this year, I decided to start doing most of my reading on the 3rd, since I have designated days for different tasks that I have to complete. So on the 3rd of January, I'm starting The Alchemist, and that will take me 3 days. So I've put the start date, the book name, the number of days that I estimate it will take me based on the division of sections in the book, and then I've put the finishing date. So this is a chart like this. I don't know if you can see this, but a chart like this is sort of what you're trying to achieve. And do this for as many books as you need to read. I think this is a really effective method. It's worked for me very well. It's how I managed to finish a lot of books, but then still get the message and still read them as they were meant to be read. I really recommend this for people who are studying, because this method will allow you to annotate each section of the book that you divided up very well. The way I've sort of planned out my own reading is that I'm not just trying to read multiple books, but I'm also trying to understand them as best as they could be understood and make notes on them, which is why the sections are very small. I understand that for people who have less time, such as university students, the sections can't be as small as this, but I have mostly all the time in the world, so I can really make small sections and add even more books to read. But I really recommend this method. It's something I don't know if there's nothing like this out there, but it's something I did come up with, and I do it all the time. As you can see from this list, I've done a lot of books. I'm sorry if my handwriting isn't the best. This was really made for my eyes only, but I decided to you know, do this video to help other people who might need to read multiple books at the same time. So that's really the method and how it sort of works. I didn't want to make too long of a video because obviously today is New Year's Day. I know a lot of people have activities and things that they want to do, but I really wanted to share this method because I think it really works. It's worked for me, and it's also an effective way of really getting the understanding of the book without rushing. Because you're reading small sections of individual books, they're more likely to stick and to stay in your head as you go on. One thing I would advise is do not, if you're reading a series, for example, if you're reading the Chronicles of Narnia, don't read the entire, don't section off the entire series and read them in a sequence. I would advise that you, if you're reading one book in that particular series, I advise that all the other books that you're reading alongside this book from the series, don't just make them different. Make them as different as possible, because if not, the writing styles will begin to confuse you. So for example, I'm reading currently the Silmarillion, so until I finish that, no other book I read is going to come from the Tolkien universe, because I could easily get confused with the storylines, and also the writing style is really is the same because the author is the same. So it's really important to keep that in mind. If you're reading a book from a particular author or a particular series, make sure every other book that you're reading does not come from that author and does not come from that series, because you will get confused. So I really hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you think that this is will be of any use to you. Also share this video if you think it will be of use to anyone else. I hope that everyone has a lovely 2021, sorry, I'm still stuck in 2020, but I hope this new year is really good for everyone. And just kind of as we're going into 2021, I really hope that people are going in with a positive mindset, because 2020 was difficult. However, going into 2021 with sort of a negative mindset that it's only going to be a repeat is going to almost set you off on the wrong path. So I hope everyone is going into this new year with hope. I'm not saying, you know, just be reckless and don't have your concerns. Obviously, we all know that there is going to be some kind of economic repercussions from the lockdowns that we've had. However, I do think that going in with a positive mindset, going in with an eye to see opportunities is the best way forward at this point. So that's all from me. Please enjoy your day and like, subscribe, share this video to anyone who you think will have a use for it, and hit the notification bell. This has been the Malaika Writes channel, and thank you very much for watching.